Hello, this is Scotty McCoy. I am the author of the Ultimate Friday the 13th trivia book, and I am doing another book titled The Ultimate Slasher Movie Encyclopedia, and I am interviewing the cast and crew of the Friday the 13th franchise. And I currently have on the phone with me Roger Barnes, who played the Irish cop in Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Hi, Roger. How you doing? I'm doing good. This is a cold, snowy day. Yeah, so I have a couple questions for you. The first one I have is, how did you get your start in acting?
Decided that was something I wanted to pursue. I got an agent and started going to auditions, and bit by bit started getting some parts.
Awesome. So, did you have an audition for the role of the Irish cop, and if so, what was it like?
Yes, I did. It was, strangely enough, I was visiting Vancouver from Toronto at the time, visiting my sister, and an agent there said that she'd got a call. They were having some trouble casting a part in this film. She didn't say what it was, and would I consider going in? And the casting director was Fiona Jackson, I remember, because her son is Joshua Jackson. And so, yes, it was in a sort of an empty school. And the shooting script was not called Friday the 13th. It was called Ashes to Ashes. And I went in, and she just said they'd been having trouble with trying to cast the part. And I couldn't see why they were having trouble. It seemed straightforward enough. So I did the audition and got a call later that night that I had the part. And when they were shooting, it was a little later, so I had to fly back to Toronto because I was doing something here. And then I flew back to Vancouver, and we shot our stuff. And it was that was what it was. It was pretty straightforward.
Awesome.
But it was fun. So.
That's great. So, how was Rob Heaton as a director?
I liked him. He's very classy because he sent, sometime after, we all got postcards. I assume we all did. I mean, I did. I got a postcard on the picture side is Jason, and on the flip side it says "Wish you were here" in blood. And I had a little note from Rob saying, how much he enjoyed working with us, and I thought it was pretty classy. I've kept it. It's always, a fun little souvenir.
Right.
But I liked him. I would have liked to work with him again, but our paths haven't crossed.
Oh, I got you. So, what was it like working with Kane Hodder then?
Well, Kane is a character. I really liked him because he's a prankster. He has a lot of fun with the part. I think he was a stuntman beforehand, and so he knows. Like we all in theater school, you learn stage combat and things like that. So he knows his stuff, so that things can look more violent than they actually are. It's just the thing you learn how to do.
Right.
And one of his things, certainly if you're new to the set, just before we shoot, he would sort of let out like a growl or a yell or whatever from someplace on the set. You had no idea where he was.
Right.
And then he would just suddenly appear. And so that scared people. But we had our little bit where we got violent. There was another part of it that didn't make the cut where the body gets thrown back out onto the car, but they didn't do that. So, but no, I thought. And then sitting at lunch, he just takes the mask off, but all the other grisly bits are sitting there. We're eating a pizza or something, and he's just
right.
So he was a good guy. I liked him.
That's great.
So, and he's a big fella, so. He has an intimidating stance as it is.
Right. So, how long were you on set for, and what was that environment like?
Well, we shot at night, all nighttime. If it wasn't raining, they made rain. They needed it. It was. I like shooting at night. I've always liked shooting at night, and I think I was there. How many days? Three days. I think it might have been 3. It was a long time ago, Scott.
Right.
But no, it was very professional. Everything about it. They had all the signs directing people to set and everything were disguised.
Mm-hmm.
so that they didn't know what we were shooting. And I was curious about that, and they just said it just attracts too much attention, if people know what's going on.
Right.
But it was a tight knit bunch. I never saw anything that seemed to be out of sorts. Everybody worked very well together. Rob had a good control on everything. And I can't remember his first AD's name, but the first AD generally is like the captain that keeps everybody in line, and
Right.
they work very well together. So as far as one of my first experiences for shooting in Vancouver, because I had ended up moving to Vancouver after that.
Okay.
Because I just got another show while I was there, and I said to my wife, I think we better move. Airfares were going to kill us. But no, it was good. I mean, it was. It lent itself because of the drizzle and the darkness, and we were in the back alleys in the east part of Vancouver, which is not the nicest part of town anyway.
Right.
It had a sort of a built-in scary aspect to it.
Okay. All right. So, you said that they did film your death scene, right?
They what?
So they originally filmed your death scene, but it was cut from the film?
No, the part where I get killed or dragged into the doorway.
Okay.
What I understood was that they were supposed to do what's called a dead body throw out to the hood of the car.
Okay.
And whether or not, I've done stunt work in the past, but I wasn't going to be allowed to do that.
Okay.
Because it's a very difficult stunt to do properly.
Okay.
And whether or not they actually did it, I don't know. I know, it never made the film.
Right.
So if they did do it, either they didn't like the way it looked or they felt they didn't need it. I think it was pretty clear that our Irish cop had met his end.
Right.
That's bizarre. That's funny. I was really quite amused when you called or sent the email because it wasn't a huge part, but just amazing the little bit of attention the damn part got.
I know.
I get mail from people, and people want a picture. And
yeah.
Something. All right, well.
It's got a big following, and even I even had an interview a couple months ago with the guy that played the street urchin, the one with the boombox, Vinny Capone.
Oh yeah.
I had an interview with him a few months ago, and he said the same thing. He's like, I had such a small part, and all these people messaged me, and you asked me for an interview. I didn't even think you would be able to come up with questions, and you came up with 10 of them.
Yeah. Well, it's been. I guess having a surname that starts with a B, I know I got listed on iTunes as Cast. So I was pleased with that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So since your death scene isn't shown on screen, I'm going to test your creativity. We see Jason drag you into an alleyway. So if you could write an appropriate death scene for your character, what would it be?
Oh, well, it was scripted.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, the part is basically there was never anything to be filmed of what he did to kill me.
Okay.
The assumption was that he just twisted my head around sideways.
Oh, okay.
and then just picked up the corpse and chucked it as he walked back to the car.
I got you.
Because there was he had no weapon with him. There was blood because I cut myself when we did it. But and that was my first experience with something called liquid skin. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
No.
Like a liquid bandage. No, when we swung around, we did a walkthrough and did it, and I said to him, I'm going to do this and you do this, and it'll be a lot more violent. And he agreed. And so that's what we did. But in the course of time, my hand swung across and scraped the light bar on the top of the car.
Oh my God.
So all across my knuckles got, it wasn't a deep cut, but it was enough that it was bleeding a bit.
Wow.
And first aid came over and they sprayed my hand with what they call a liquid bandage.
Right.
And it looks, you don't see anything, but it stopped bleeding. We just carried on.
Oh wow.
And we got more and more physical as we Yeah, because once you work with somebody, and once you've done it once or twice, and they know you start to get the parameters.
Yeah.
Then you can make it look as rough and tumble as you want.
Yeah.
But that was the assumption, that he was just sort of twisted in half from the neck.
Right. So you was.
That's what they would have done, hey?
So you said that you filmed your scenes in Vancouver. So none of that was done in New York.
No, I don't think any of the film was done in New York.
Okay.
The whole thing was, in fact, the sweatshirts was Jason Takes Manhattan, and then stamped over Manhattan was Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
But that's not uncommon.
Yeah.
I mean, Toronto and Vancouver are double for everywhere in the States.
Pretty much. I know that a lot of places film in Vancouver. That's a big area for filming a lot of movies and TV shows.
Yeah, I did a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's in the same time zone as Los Angeles is helpful.
Yes, agreed.
And, but, they also, we went through some times where, some of the LA agents and stuff were making a fuss. So, I mean, they still do a lot there now.
Right.
I think they do The Good Doctor there, and a couple others I know for sure.
All right, and the last question I got for you is, do you have any future projects in the works that you'd like to tell the readers about?
Every other actor just trying to get work.
Right.
It's kind of, you're usually running into feast or famine. You're either really busy or you're not. I've written a series that I'm trying to get made, talking with some people to see if that sort of comes to light. But no, I mean, as you age, and so what happens, of course, is the types of roles that are available and the types of roles that you're considered for, they change and they evolve. I'm looking forward, actually, to some of the stuff, that comes up. But when you get to my age also, there's a lot of guys out there that have been around, just as long and have good resumes and are good actors.
Yep.
So it's not like your competition doesn't go away. The only difference is, most of them are your buddies.
Yeah.
So like, you go into an audition, it's the usual suspects. But, yeah, I wouldn't mind hitting a little string of stuff right now. I mean, it's always helpful.
Definitely.
It's just, that's what makes you happy is when you work.
Exactly. And I have a question actually for you because I have an interview on Monday with somebody from Vancouver, and I'm going to be calling him. Now, would I get charged international calling?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how much that is approximately?
Well, it depends what you're calling on.
Okay, I'm with Verizon. I just didn't know if you had an idea or not.
Well, I mean, you can check with them, but it's
Okay.
probably you're going to get hit with long distance. That's all.
Okay.
Unless you have a package. I thought Verizon had a North America package anyway.
I could check with my plan to see if I have that included. I'm not sure if I do or not. That'd be great if I did, though.
Have them call you.
Yeah, I asked him, but he said that he would prefer me calling him, and he gave me his number. And that's the big name, actually. It's Jason. It's actually the guy that played Jason in Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's Ken Kersinger. He also was in Part 8 as the New York City cook.
Okay, I don't recall I met him.
Yeah, he just emailed me literally right before you called me the first time when my phone auto rejected the call.
Yeah, I hope this all works out for you.
Yeah, I hope so too. I've been working on the book for a while. I have 3 books already out, published, and I'm working on 2 more. This encyclopedia, and I'm working on a Nightmare on Elm Street trivia book as well.
Yeah, well, that'll be fun if you can get hold of some of those people. I'm
Definitely.
just trying to, if there's anyone else. I know there's other guys who were in other Freddy, Friday the 13th.
Yeah, so far I interviewed roughly, I believe, about maybe 2 dozen, I'd say.
Yeah.
And I have another interview after you at 6, my time with Terry Kaiser. He played Dr. Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have an interview tomorrow with Stephen Williams, who played in Jason Goes to Hell. and I have 3 interviews on Friday, 1 on Saturday, and then 2 on Monday.
Oh.
So on top of that, and then teaching, I teach during the day at my alma mater, so I do that online.
Wow.
So much going on this week.
Well, I'm glad everybody's playing along for you.
I am too, and some people are saying that I have to pay them, but most of them are saying that they're willing to do it for free, and that's even better. That's what I want to do. I don't want to pay anybody to do a project like this,
You don't pay people for interviews.
Exactly, and I had an agency actually message me back saying that it was too much work to get all the people I requested that they represent, so they want me to interview. They want me to $100 per member. I'm like, really?
Is that an LA agent?
I think so. I can get them up quick. I have the email up.
Yeah, I mean, the protocol, just for your own interest, is that generally, if you get an email out of the blue, somebody wants something, you usually filter through your agent just to be sure.
Right.
But, I mean, I remember I had an agent, in Vancouver received a big envelope addressed to me through her, which she forwarded to me back when we came back to Toronto, and it was from a kid in Holland.
Wow.
And he had, I guess, screen grabbed and printed pictures from the show, from the movie, from Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I think they're old pictures, and give him my headshot.
Right.
And he even included $5 American bills.
Huh.
To cover the postage.
Wow. That's so neat. The name of the agency is Universal Talent Bookings.
Where are they?
I'm not sure. I got all the information from most of it was from IMDb, and that's where they were from, and they represented a lot of the names. But some of the names weren't even like big names, like they were in the film for like a couple minutes at most.
Yeah, well, did they have parts or were they just background?
They were in parts. They did have parts, but like I said, most of the people I got, actually everybody I got was free. There was only one person that requested a payment when I messaged them through Facebook. Everybody else did it for free, and this is the first agency that actually told me they're charging.
Well, if you've got their email, thank them very much. And said I've been speaking to performance women films in much greater roles.
Right.
That have been only too happy, to help. Certainly at no charge. You have to remember, Scott, we still get residuals from that film.
Right. Yeah.
We're still getting money from that film.
Yes.
So, and then you might put in a little thing that, obviously your clientele does not need any kind of promotion or, acknowledgement. But thank you so much for talking to me.
Yep, that is true. I will definitely do that. Thank you.
Nice way to say screw you. I don't need you. It's not like there's only one of these films around.
Exactly. There's 12 different films in the franchise. So.
Yeah. I mean, I had the same sort of thing. A guy doing, he was doing sort of the top 10 MacGyvers of all time.
Right.
And he contacted me because one of the MacGyver that I did was I think he called it number 3 or 4 in his list.
Okay.
So he just wanted, he wanted to talk about doing that.
Right.
I mean, come on, you gotta help one another, right?
Exactly, I agree. Like, and that's the thing I'm saying. Like, when I'm asking them for the interview, I'm giving them free publicity. Like, every question I ask is to promote future projects.
Well, exactly.
And then I make a 5-minute sneak peek or whatever, and put on my fan page. I have almost 3,000 followers on my fan page, and I put a little sneak peek there. And the question I always include is that last question: if they have any future projects, because and then they're getting publicity there. That way, if my book is out after their projects are done, they're still getting the publicity from my fans and followers through Facebook and all my social networking.
Well, exactly. And the thing is, the industry is built on cooperation and relationships and things like that.
Yep.
Who knows which one of us, next year could be, I might suddenly be famous.
Right.
And you can say, well, we got to follow up.
Yep, exactly.
Anyway.
Well, I thank you for your time.
I wish you all the best, Scott.
Thank you so much. Yep, I got that. Now, am I able to use that in my book? Is that copyrighted to you, or is that copyrighted by the film itself?
Neither, I believe. It was a fan who somehow got a screen grab.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome.
So, he put that photo on a T-shirt and sent it to me.
Sounds good. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's constantly, amazes me. It amazed me that you even called to say you wanted to ask me a question. I thought, well, what the hell could I say? At any rate, I wish you good luck with it. I hope you make a ton of money.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I hope everybody cooperates because it's, one hand washes the other, right?
Exactly. I hope so too.
All right. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you. You too. Bye. Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.